Hey, today we're going to be plowing snow with the Solectrac. A lot of you say it'll last about 1 minute. It's less than 10 degrees, maybe about 9 degrees outside Fahrenheit. We'll see if it'll do the job. My camera crew's not with me, but we'll see if I can do the job. Let's get started. Before we get out here and work, I need to show you a little about our setup. So let's go take a look at that now. Well, the 3-point hitch is certainly beefy enough. It looks beefy and tough. Now it's all been painted here, so I've got to loosen up, break through some of this paint. These 3-point hitch balls are a bit unique. Several folks have them, not in the newer compact tractors that I've seen, but my father-in-law's Ford New Holland larger tractor, older tractor, has it. It allows you to have category 1 if you position the ball like this, and category 2 if you position the ball like this. So it allows the larger pins or the smaller pins. Check out this drawbar. It looks like it's made for a 150 horsepower tractor. It includes the pin. You know, all this kind of stuff will loosen right up after you use it a time or two. I'm going to put a heavy hitch on here. This is the standard one, not even the offset or the dual bracket. So it will hold 8 40-pound weights. Okay, well, the reason I wanted the heavy hitch was to put this blade on here. My favorite part of this blade is just how compact it stores. I actually have it and the landscape rake that goes with it, both stored on a single furniture dolly. So it's really nice for that. I'm going to point it backwards. I can always turn it around, but I'm going to point it backwards for now. Requires a 1/2-inch pin in here, just like any 2-inch receiver. And I'm able to use another 1/2-inch Reese pin for back here as well. If I want to do an angle, I can put that in here, right? So I can turn it this way, put it in any of those angle slots right there. Actually, there's another hole right here, so it's no problem putting it in angle or straight. I don't think I'll put any additional weights on right now. The bucket's really small in front. Well, I just don't think I'm going to need much additional weight, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, you can tell it's the beginning of snow season, not the end of snow season. My edge tamers are all dusty, and yeah, they haven't been used since last season. I'm looking forward to a little snow. I like it when the cold weather's here. Get some snow so we can play, and then get on out of here, cold weather, and let's have warm again so we can do summer work. Let's talk about the bucket for just a minute. It seems pretty small to me. Now, I realize this should be about an electric tractor rather than just general tractor things, but this seems pretty small for the physical size of this tractor. Yeah, it's a 25 horsepower equivalent, supposed to be, and yeah, we'll get into testing that in later episodes. I'm just not equipped to do that today, and so we'll, believe me, we got plenty of time to answer all these questions, and we will work to do so. But about the bucket, it's got a taper here that's very unique. I don't think I've ever seen a bucket on a compact tractor that didn't go straight back. I don't think I'm going to care for that. I don't think I'm going to like it, because I think when I begin to push snow in there, it's just going to make it compact, or any material, right? It's going to make it compact in there. But since I've never used one, I really shouldn't pass judgment on that. We'll see how that goes. But overall, the cavity here is pretty small. It's not very tall. It's not very deep. We'll see. Now, the rated lift capacity, I don't have the number off the top of my head, but it is comparable to another tractor of similar size, maybe even a little bit bigger. We will test that as well, I promise. And I don't think the small bucket is trying to compensate for poor lift capacity. Sometimes, you know, people think, well, it's got a small bucket, that means it must not be able to lift much. I don't think that's what's going on here. This is a skid steer quick attach connection, So we can swap out the bucket, and we may take our Kubota bucket. If this one just seems too small, we may try that tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But anyone can do that, right? You can put a different bucket on it if you'd like. I have a lot of loose gravel, loose rock in my driveway. It is crushed limestone, and I like that during the summertime, but that makes it quite a challenge for snow removal. So the best way I found to handle that is to use 3 of these 4-inch edge tamers. That really helps a lot. There's a few people I see, rarely, but I see a few people that badmouth them, and they say there's something like training wheels for your loader or whatever. I don't care if they are. I find that I don't gouge nearly as bad with these as what I do if I don't have them on. We're installed and ready for snow. You can get your edge tamers at edgetamer.com. Use coupon code TTWT for a 5% discount. These are the guys that invented the edge tamer, and they actually have them patented. Unfortunately, there's some Chinese companies that have decided to copy them. And these guys, well, trying to enforce a patent is very difficult. And so yeah, I would just encourage you to buy the originals. We know they're good. We'll know they'll clamp down good. We hear some stories that maybe some of the others don't clamp down as effectively, don't fit as effectively. These are good. edgetamer.com. Okay, that's low range. That was low range rabbit. There's medium range. So here we are. This is my first experience with the Solectrac tractor. I suppose it's kind of unfortunate that it's also a very cold day, or at least very cold for around here. 2 functions at once pretty easily. Any function seems a little bit slow, at least today. Maybe it's because I've got the throttle low, I don't know. Yeah, that may be it. The hand throttle has to be in the slow position to be able to change gears, just like the foot throttle cannot be down. I'm still getting used to the gear shifting here. I should have went out a few minutes with it before I started with the snow. Doing this is going to make the snow stick to it. I forgot about that. You know how it is. I was eager to get out here and see what was going to go on. There we go. Oh yeah, now much faster. I had that lift switch turned backwards. Much faster controls. Picked up more rocks that time than I would have liked. I'm going to spread those out. Since I had so many rocks there, I'm just going to spread them back out. Yeah, not near as many rocks that time. Now, I learned something yesterday about the cold weather operation of the tractor that I think is key. And I didn't even get the tractor out, right? Well, what I learned was, well, first, yesterday's temperature was 10 below Fahrenheit, and I just wasn't up to it. I decided that whether the tractor could operate at 10 below or not was not relevant, because I decided I couldn't operate at 10 below. So whatever snow was out here was just going to have to wait. And I think that is a key point. I mean, at a certain temperature, I'm just not going to get out unless I absolutely have to. Now today it's still nasty cold. The wind is not as fierce as it was yesterday, although I would say it's not good at all. It's probably 10 to 15 today. Yesterday it was between, well, our highest gust was 59 yesterday. Whoops, sorry about that. Yep, highest wind gust yesterday was 59. We averaged somewhere in the 25 to 30 range. It was just entirely too much to get the job done for me. I just had to let the snow stay out here. We didn't go anywhere, we just stayed in the house. And, you know, I think that's what a lot of you are going to do on nasty days like this. Ooh, too many rocks. So here I am dumping out rocks once in a while, and yet I'm saying the edge tamers work great. Well, we've got probably the most challenging situation with rock that we've had for any winter because, well, first of all, this is the first snow. It's always worst on the first snow. And secondly, we have a bunch of loose rock. We just put down our rock just a few weeks ago, really, right? So, you know, it's nearly impossible to keep from picking up that rock. And that's where we are. Also, I don't have a good bucket level indicator. You know, this particular machine doesn't have any bucket level indicator, and I'm having a little trouble figuring out. You know, some of that takes some practice to know where the bucket level is. I'm not having any issue with power as far as the tractor having enough power or traction. I don't know how much it weighs in real life yet. Another thing I intend to find out. Give us some time. We'll weigh it axle by axle. We have axle scales. We can do that. I must say that my camera crew is on strike today. I mentioned that I had a certain, you know, threshold for cold. Well, I think the camera crew, well, at least is resistant. Oh, I just ran over the camera. What did I bust? This is why I need a camera crew. That's the point. See, I need to make it clear to everyone involved that my camera crew is of immense importance. I've got to try to figure out just how much is broken here. It doesn't look good. It's still recording, but that's all I can say. Yeah, so the camera is still functional, but I don't think it's going to be actually usable because one of the doors on the side here is all broke. Here's what happened to the camera mount. I like that camera mount too. So I'm afraid my outdoor time is going to have to be cut short. Maybe I can hold the camera a little bit here and get a little bit more information. Let me get back on board and we'll get going a little bit further. Yeah, you guys can see that I really need my camera crew for these outdoor shoots. I guess it just illustrates I'm kind of inept. A lot of people do this all the time without a crew, right? Just them. So I've got, let me take this opportunity to show the display here. 96% remaining. I'm going to show the shift on the go here as I drive around. I don't have enough snow to worry about here. So here I am in the slow, that's the normal, right? And it truly does just change the max RPM. And then here is the fast. So this is mid-range on the side lever over here, and fast on the, I don't know, they call it the range. I have the four-wheel drive engaged. That's right. This was a brand new camera too. Frustrating. It's a DJI Osmo Action 3. It may be a fine camera, but it cannot handle being run over by the rear tire of a tractor, even an electric tractor. Yeah, so I'm just driving around now. I'm not even going to worry about the snow. I've not got enough snow left out here to worry about. But I thought I'd drive around another minute or two just to see what the charge does. You can see that it's not a very pleasant day. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm getting chilly. Haven't used much, I haven't really been out here that long. The tractor doesn't show any signs of, lack of performance at all. The battery usage does not seem extreme. I've used 5% of the battery here. It's at 95%. And all the work that I've done here, which is not very much, admittedly, but it's done fine. We'll have more, I promise you. This will not be the only Solectrac usage. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
For as the rain and the snow come down from heaven, and do not return there without watering the earth, and making it produce and sprout, and providing seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so will my word which goes out of my mouth. It will not return to me empty, without accomplishing what I desire, and without succeeding in the purpose for which I sent it.